In an age defined by digital connectivity and technological advancement, the importance of energy has taken on a new and far more strategic meaning. Many analysts and public voices are now warning that whoever controls energy controls far more than just utilities. They control entire economies, national security, and the rhythm of modern life itself. This perspective has grown more urgent as societies have shifted from traditional fuel-based infrastructure toward increasingly digital and centralized forms of energy, particularly in the realm of electric transportation, smart grids, and renewable energy sources. These systems, while beneficial for sustainability, also carry new vulnerabilities, ones that are already being exposed. Recent reports from engineers and energy security experts have sparked serious concern in the West over claims that China may have embedded kill switches within solar panel technology being exported to countries like the United States, the United Kingdom, and others across Europe. These components, primarily located within power inverters, critical devices that convert the energy from solar panels into electricity usable on national grids, are now under investigation for including undocumented communication devices that could, in theory, be remotely accessed to manipulate or disable parts of a power network. These revelations have raised the possibility that in the event of a large-scale global conflict, such as a Third World War, China could exploit these hidden components to trigger blackouts or inflict disruption across power infrastructure in nations that rely heavily on Chinese-manufactured renewable energy parts. Experts and former intelligence officials have warned that these embedded devices could be used to bypass security firewalls, remotely shut down inverters, or alter settings, thereby physically damaging grid systems and undermining national energy resilience. The alarm was sounded by two sources who told Reuters that these rogue devices had been found embedded in equipment at US solar farms during strip-down inspections aimed at identifying potential vulnerabilities. These revelations have sparked growing concern among both experts and the public. These devices, reportedly embedded in power inverters manufactured overseas, have raised fears that a widespread blackout could become a real possibility if international tensions were to escalate. The idea that remote access to these systems could allow someone to interfere with or disable energy infrastructure has led to questions about national security and long-term grid stability. The power inverters in question are vital to connecting solar arrays to the broader electrical grid. While these devices are designed to allow remote monitoring and maintenance, engineers have recently uncovered undocumented communication modules not listed in product specifications. Experts warn that, in theory, these devices could be used to bypass firewalls, alter settings, or even shut down energy systems. This possibility has sparked fears that in the event of geopolitical conflict, energy infrastructure could be deliberately disrupted. As the world increasingly relies on renewable energy, these concerns highlight the complexity of balancing sustainability with security. A mass shutdown, whether intentional or accidental, could leave millions without access to electricity. Such a scenario would cause serious disruption to daily life, especially for vulnerable populations. Questions continue to circulate about how exposed modern power systems really are, and whether enough has been done to safeguard them. These findings are significant because power inverters are designed to allow limited remote access for maintenance and software updates, and utility companies usually install safeguards to block any unauthorized communication. The discovery of hidden cellular radios and other devices capable of bypassing these protections suggests a potentially severe security loophole. While the US government has not publicly acknowledged the discovery, behind-the-scenes investigations are ongoing. Officials are said to be reviewing both hardware and software vulnerabilities in the renewable energy sector. The Department of Energy has stated that it continues to assess emerging technological risks and has recognized the need for complete transparency about the capabilities of all imported components. They are currently working to address disclosure gaps through measures such as the Software Bill of Materials, an inventory of all software and hardware components in use. In the United Kingdom, concerns about China's influence over critical infrastructure are also growing. British officials have yet to confirm whether similar kill switches are present in UK solar systems, but given the wide use of Chinese-made parts in both wind and solar installations, energy leaders are calling for urgent reviews. Shadow Energy Minister Andrew Bowie has called on the Secretary for Energy Security to launch an immediate pause and assessment of the nation's green energy transition strategy, citing national security as a primary concern. This issue emerges against a backdrop of growing global dependency on Chinese-made renewable energy technology. Chinese companies are major suppliers of inverters, with Huawei alone responsible for nearly 30% of global shipments in 2022. Despite the company's departure from the US inverter market in 2019, following a ban on its 5G telecom equipment, it remains a key supplier worldwide. This widespread reliance on Chinese suppliers, even amid geopolitical tensions, has led experts to warn that the West has placed itself in a vulnerable position. Philipp Schroeder, CEO of German solar firm 1,5, highlighted how the situation has evolved over the past decade. In the past, disabling Chinese inverters would not have had a significant effect on European grids. However, as renewable energy now makes up a much larger portion of power infrastructure, and as Chinese market share continues to grow, the stakes are far higher. Schroeder emphasized that the potential for a sustained confrontation between China and the West could make this technological dominance a strategic liability. Additionally, investigations have revealed that similar hidden communication devices have been found in battery systems from multiple Chinese suppliers. These batteries, like inverters, play a vital role in storing and delivering renewable energy. With such critical components potentially compromised, the concern is that a coordinated cyber or remote access campaign could be used to disable parts of the Western energy grid during a geopolitical crisis, causing widespread outages, public unrest, and economic disruption. While Chinese officials have denied any malicious intent, dismissing the allegations as politically motivated smearing of their country's technological advancements, Western analysts remain cautious. A spokesperson for the Chinese embassy in Washington responded by opposing the generalization of national security concerns and accused foreign governments of distorting the role of Chinese infrastructure globally. Yet the concern is not about what the devices are doing today, but what they could do under certain circumstances if activated or exploited. As the debate intensifies, Western governments are under pressure to re-evaluate how much of their renewable energy transition should depend on foreign-made technology, especially from countries with which relations are increasingly strained. The situation poses a difficult challenge. The drive to reduce carbon emissions and meet clean energy targets has created an urgent demand for affordable solar and wind infrastructure. China, with its expansive manufacturing capacity and competitive pricing, has naturally become a major supplier. But this efficiency now comes with growing strategic questions. In the UK, where solar panels are being rapidly installed on rooftops, carports, and even mandated for new homes by 2027, the issue is particularly sensitive. Furthermore, the potential threat of embedded kill switches or unauthorized communication channels has broader implications beyond just energy. It raises questions about how technology from strategic competitors is vetted and monitored when used in essential sectors. Governments and energy providers are now faced with a choice: continue down a path of rapid transition that may carry hidden risks, or slow down to ensure the systems being built are truly secure and resilient. The recent developments have brought energy security to the forefront of policy conversations, particularly as the world becomes more digitally interconnected and reliant on technology from across borders. If vulnerabilities exist within power systems today, the time to identify and address them is before a global crisis occurs, not after. In the face of increasing geopolitical uncertainty, energy independence and the security of infrastructure have become as vital as the energy transition itself. As new evidence comes to light, further investigations are likely, and more governments may follow the lead of the US and the UK in reassessing their energy partnerships. With advanced remote technologies enabling unprecedented control and access over physical systems, what once seemed like science fiction has now become a legitimate concern. Whether intentional or not, the presence of hidden devices capable of remotely disabling energy infrastructure represents a critical risk that must be acknowledged and mitigated. This growing concern has led some to speculate that the recent blackout that affected millions in Spain, Portugal, and parts of France may not have been accidental or technical, but rather the result of a targeted digital attack. The international hacker collective Anonymous shared information that suggests cybercriminal groups, including Dark Storm Team, have claimed responsibility for this major disruption. According to their posts on platforms such as Telegram and X, The cyber attacks specifically targeted core government and energy infrastructure. Their messages even contained unsettling taunts, implying they were able to disable a portion of Europe's energy grid from the safety of their homes, and links were shared showing compromised digital systems in various Portuguese government ministries. While official investigations are still underway, the possibility that these groups were behind the blackout has already prompted serious concern among energy experts, government officials, and cybersecurity professionals. Data gathered from monitoring tools supported the timeline of the claims, showing performance issues across digital systems at the same moment the hacker groups were posting about their actions. Though not yet definitively confirmed by national authorities, the synchronization of these signs strongly suggests some level of coordinated interference. This event has reignited a broader conversation about digital infrastructure, cyber warfare, and geopolitical control. The idea that nations may be increasingly vulnerable not through traditional military attacks, but through coordinated cyber disruptions is no longer theoretical. The tools required to destabilize an energy grid, disrupt transportation systems, or paralyze communication networks are becoming more sophisticated and more widely accessible. One alarming dimension of this growing vulnerability is the increasing global shift toward electric vehicles. Many have pointed out that as cars become more reliant on the electrical grid and require internet connectivity for navigation, charging, and maintenance, they too become part of a larger digital infrastructure that could be targeted.